So come get ready with me to head on a mountain bike downhill trip. And the reason why I want you to get ready with me is I want to share with you some hacks and tips and tricks to traveling while riding your bike. So first and foremost, I like to stay in Airbnbs, and I always want to make sure that when I stay in an Airbnb that I try to stay in the lowest level possible. Why do you ask? Because I do not leave my bike locked to my car, and I want to be able to roll my bike in and out as easily as possible. And typically, or preferably, this is going to be from a place that actually has like a patio or a sliding door, so I can slide my bike right in and right out. So that is like my biggest hack as far as like the Airbnb. But here is something that I want to share with you that for me, as somebody who meal preps their food because I have dietary restriction and also to save money, and that's like what this hack is about, is prep at the Airbnb as much as possible. And what I have learned through my Airbnb stays is that I'm classically disappointed with the cooking utensils or the spices and the oils and those kinds of things, because they're meant to be like for everyone that kind of shows up and they use them, and it's not the highest quality. So I finally said to myself, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pack my own little bin full of Airbnb stuff that I will replenish and kind of just keep, so that while I travel and when I go to these Airbnbs, I just take this bin in and out with me. So what are some things that I have here? So I want to share, and this is like this is very, very important, is I have plastic wine glasses. I have 4. I've got a smaller one and a larger one, and there's 2 of them of each here. So 2 of these cute little blue ones that I got at Homegoods, and then 2 of these guys. And these smaller ones are typically used for when I'm like hiking and want to like have some wine. And I know you're thinking hiking and wine, who does that? Everybody does it. So the smaller ones are used for that. And then the larger ones, because a lot of the Airbnbs have pools or hot tubs or patios, that by bringing my own plasticware, it guarantees that I'm able to enjoy an adult beverage. So speaking of adult beverage, I love adult beverages. So what I also bring with me, and this is super easy because I'm a whiskey girl, and also I love margaritas and things like that, is I bring my own ice cube maker to make the balls. Again, this is really small and super easy to make the big ice cube balls. And then my little hack is I bring pre-made drink mix. So there's tons of pre-made drink mix out there that you can buy from Trader Joe's, where it's like a pre-made old fashioned, or the Hornitos that you can get at Target that has everything already in it, and all you have to do is add ice. So that is like my adult beverage hack. Other things that I bring with me, I don't like touching dirty dishes, so I bring rubber gloves. You can laugh at me if you'd like. I bring a series of, and this is really cool, is these cutting boards all mate into one another and they all click in here. So boom, it's super streamlined and super small. And do most Airbnbs have cutting boards? Yes. Do most of them look disgusting? Yes. But also this little bin could be used if I'm traveling with a friend who has a camper, but probably not, because if anyone who knows me knows, I don't camp. But these little cutting boards here, super helpful for that. Other things I have, paper straws. Straws are really good for cocktails, so those can be cut, but also for drinking your coffee. And coffee, believe it or not, I actually have, voila! I have a frother. So I bought this because I love me a latte in the morning. So I want to keep these pearly whites looking white. So I drink my coffee with a straw, which you can say is very LA, but I'm okay being very LA because this bee doesn't have yellow teeth. Okay. Clippies to go ahead and seal all the snack bags. I meal prep. Meal prep is important, not just in the real world, but also on vacation. Why? It reduces your overhead. It's much cheaper to eat food that you've purchased at the supermarket and cook it in your Airbnb than it is to keep going out for every meal. And I don't know if you're anyone or anything like me. I personally kind of get over going out over and over and over and over. It kind of gets tired, but also you can't really regulate what you're eating and how much you're eating and what goes into things. So I brought my own cookware, and the reason why is I find that in the Airbnbs, the quality's poor. So these are a nice high quality silicone cooking tool. So it's gonna be able to get in there for my turkey. In addition, I have a mini whisk because you always must have pancakes no matter what. I have adorable little measuring spoons. I do need measuring cups, but that was like gonna be for my next trip. Other things that I have, portable coffee cups with their lids, because you never know when you're gonna need that caffeine on the go. I have avocado cooking spray, and then a few of my favorite spices. Garlic for everything. I have salt, I have pepper, which I don't need to show you that. I also want to share Homegoods as that hack to go ahead and purchase the spices and the cookware and all of that. And this is not sponsored, but that's where I bought most of this, was at Homegoods. The prices are unbeatable, but also the variety. So I got this seasoning that says potato on it, but I looked at the ingredients: paprika, garlic, sea salt, onion, tomato powder, natural flavor, oregano, cayenne. And even though it says potato, I thought this was a really good generic seasoning to go on a variety of things that would spice it up. Get it? Pun intended. That would spice it up and be delicious and tasty. And it's got a nice metal lid and it's glass, so it will stay and hold well and seal in this container. Finally, this is an old, and if you want to judge me, you can. I use expired spices within reason. This is an old like Christmas set from Trader Joe's that I had purchased as a gift like 2 Christmases ago, and I never gave it to someone. So I'm keeping it for myself, and this is perfect because it has a whole bunch of seasoning that I absolutely love, and you can't go anywhere without garlic, like I said, and everything but the bagel seasoning. So all of this, along with some hot sauce, lives inside this container and just goes from the car to the house. And I intentionally bought things that were memorable looking so that they don't get mixed up with the Airbnb materials, so that I know what's mine and what's not. And the idea is when I do travel, is all my stuff stays together. Like I don't really move into the cabinets, but I will move into like a shelf. And I keep all my things on that one shelf so that it doesn't get lost. And so I remember to put it back in that same place, take it out from the same place, and then when I'm leaving, remove it and repack it into my bin. I hope that you found these tips to be helpful for packing and getting ready for your mountain bike trip. This is part 1. This is food, Airbnb, and coming up next will be what am I packing? Stay tuned.